What's on, everybody, and welcome back to When They Cry. So we're going to go straight into load from our last save point. The teacher is coming. Quickly, clean everything up. Sachiko, that inkstone is yours, right? Just from Rayon's single statement, the entire mood of the room shifted back to normal. The inkstone was bad, but the thumb stack stuck to the door handle were an even bigger problem. I pulled the tape off carefully, making sure not to skewer myself. Even though Sachiko was the one who set it up, everyone had to pick up after her. By the time the teacher entered the room, the bedlam from before had been neatly tidied up. We made it on time. Rise attention. Mion gave out the morning commands. It's difficult being the teacher for all these different grades in one classroom. She has to teach something different to each other, but naturally she ends up spending all her time with the younger kids. Rena and Mion, being in the highest grade in the class, end up mostly doing self-study. They even end up helping teach the younger kids, so it seems like they can never get to their own studies. They're actually way behind where my studies have progressed to. As a result, I'm pretty much taking over for their teacher and helping Rena and Mion with their studies. You're a pretty good teacher. Easy to understand. Rena took a breather after finishing highlighting an important section. Teaching is making me lose confidence. It makes me aware of how shallow my understanding of the subject is. They say that to teach someone something, you need to understand it backwards and forwards. While you're teaching us, you're getting in your own practice. In contrast, this person over here is quite... I'm just going to skip that, about things. For one, isn't she supposed to be in a higher grade than me? Look, Mion, this is for your own good. If you don't take this seriously, there'll be trouble later on with these marks. It's not like I'm aiming to go on to the school. I'll be fine as long as I pick up what I need to know from the entrance exams, a little at a time. Her staunch defiance was really something else. This was a different type of relaxed than somebody who already knew what was going to be on the entrance exams. Mi-chan, Koichi-kun is doing his best to teach us. We need to try hard too. You're such a good and honest kid, Rena. I'll make sure you guys get accepted into a good school. Oh, thanks so much. Especially you, Rena. Private lessons, just the two of us. Private lessons? A puff of smoke is shaped like a halo popped out of Rena's head. Exactly what kind of private lesson is she fantasizing about that's making her turn so red? I'd like to hear the play-by-play about that next time. While Mion was flipped through her vocabulary flashcards, she threw out a casual question. So, in the sea, do you have to study this much? If you don't know at least this much, you can't get into university. So, you study just to get into a university? Well, yeah, basically. While knowing that this stuff won't ever come in handy in the future, out here you can get into university as long as your attendance is good enough. Really? Study equals entrance exams. Having that basic law of the universe so easily overturned sent me into a state of shock. That is right. There aren't really enough people around here to warrant weeding them out with an exam. If anyone could get into university, then there's no need to be all uptight about this stuff, right? Well, that's true, but you should at least know stuff that's common knowledge. This old geezer thinks that, instead of wasting time studying pointlessly, You should be spending your precious teen years doing more meaningful things. It was too profound of a statement to simply laugh off. But since it was Mion, it probably didn't actually have that deep of a meaning. Oh, look, it's the bell! In place of a chime, the sound of a principal waving a handbell drifted through the classroom. Kichan, we're done, we're done! It's our wonderful lunchtime. In a complete 180 from her unmotive state, Mion gave the commands that signalled the end of the morning period. Koichi-kun, let's have lunch. I might have been making a very troubled face. Rena smiled brightly at me. Alright, let's eat. There seems to be different cliches even within the class. Most of them were divided up by gender and age, but our group was different. Our ages were different and we had both boys and girls, but we weren't reserved around each other. This level of openness makes a transfer student like me pretty happy. Rennet and Mion pushed their desks together so they were facing each other. At the same time, Sachiko and Rika-chan were slowly lugging their desks over as well. Koichi-kun, hurry, hurry! Rena waved her chopsticks in an unrefined manner, trying to hurry me along. Unless everyone was together, they wouldn't even open their lunchboxes. Koichi-san's lunchbox is most assuredly filled with nothing but bread crusts like some sort of destitute plebeian. Don't know what that is. Why don't you just show it off to us? Come now. Even though Sachiko was hurling insults at me, she still wouldn't open the lid of her lunchbox until I was there. I pulled out my lunchbox swiftly and dragged my chair over to join the circle. Hey, sorry to keep you waiting. Well then, Representative, me, please give the signal to start. At first this was kind of embarrassing, but I got used to it pretty fast. At this point I probably wouldn't even open up my own lunchbox if someone else was too slow. Our ages and genders may have been all different, but we were all friends. Let's eat! The sound of our little five-part chorus echoed beautifully throughout the classroom. Really though, I've gotten pretty used to this group made up of all girls. Of course there are other boys in the class, but they were a lot younger, so they were scared to approach me. Well, that's to be expected. Younger boys just see older boys as scary. Compared to the girls, well, at least these girls aren't picky. We put all the side dishes in the middle, where everybody was free to pick at them. I thought girls would mind sharing a meal with a guy, so I was a bit flustered joining in. However, Mion noticed that and teased me quite a bit. As the fruit of my efforts, I can now reach over and take sides from anybody's lunch. My, isn't Sir Kaiichi's lunch extravagant today? My, isn't having Sachiko's lunch extravagant as well? The stewed stuff has a nice look to it, rather trendy. Buying into the fight that Sachiko was starting, our chopsticks locked in a cross counter, stabbing into each other's lunch. My, how delicious! Oh, this taro is good. The stewed stuff is good too, even cold. After seeing my happy face, Rika-chan's expression broke into a little smile. I saved some from dinner last night. By the way, Sachiko and Rika-chan's lunches are always the same. It seems that Rika-chan makes it for both of them every day. Rika-chan made this too. These taste like Mum's home cooking. I was honestly impressed. The carrot rosettes weren't from a mould. They were done by hand with a knife. That's not easy to do. I guess Rika-chan's just good at this sort of thing. She's really good at sewing, laundry and stuff like that. Amazing, right? Amazing! Rika is quite exceptional in many ways. Oh ho ho ho. That's nothing for you to boast about. Rin is actually better at cooking than I am. Huh? Well, you know, it seemed that the topic of conversation switched to Rena when she wasn't expecting it, making her blush and trip over her words. Rena's lunch really was the star of the table. Not only did it look good, it tasted good. Everyone else pulled from Rena's lunchbox consistently. Everyone liked this one so much before, so I made a lot of it this time. It's good, I hope. I hope. It's got high marks from me. Mion, you're taking too much. Knocking Mion's chopsticks aside, I reached out, trying to secure my own portion. Sachiko and Rika-chan reached over at the same time, and a struggle ensued. Everybody shoveled in mouthful after mouthful while praising it, and Rena's lunchbox was soon empty. It was kind of bad that no one thought to leave any for Rena, but Rena seemed rather satisfied as she looked on. How did you like it? Isn't Rena-san an extremely good cook too? Quite different from Koichi-san. I said that's nothing for you to boast about. You're not much different from Ki-chan, Sachiko. Can you tell the difference between broccoli and cauliflower yet? Sachiko's face went pale. Hey, even I can tell the difference between broccoli and cauliflower, you know. Of course I can. I really can. It's really hard for her to lie. Koichi-chan, both taste good when they're boiled and topped with mayo, right? You shouldn't be picking on her. Mi-chan too. Rena hurriedly tried to follow up, but Mion laughed hauntingly as she drew closer to Sachiko. I think I said that wrong. Well, just pretend it's a little home ec lesson. Now then, Sachiko, what's this? Mion lifted up her chopsticks. Between them was a piece of green stuff wrapped in bacon. But that's asparagus. Mion made eye contact with me, and within 3 seconds I had Rika-chan's mouth covered. Holding a piece of bacon-wrapped asparagus and giving her 2 choices. She's pretty terrible. The yellow one is cauliflower. No, wait, the green one is cauliflower. So which? Probably the yellow one is broccoli and the blue one is cauliflower. But the green one is, the... Do you really know which is which? How about you just give up? I expect no less from the class representative, the oldest. The way she drives people into a corner just shows how much experience she has. This is just a hunch, but being brought into this Sonozaki household must be quite the ordeal. I do know, I really do. Then answer the question. I know. Oh. She finally broke down and started crying. When she acts like this, she actually starts to seem her age. Cute! Rena entered a state of euphoria as Sachiko bowed her eyes up. Rena was in a state of bliss as she rubbed her cheeks against Sachiko's head and smothered her. Really, a very content face. One that wouldn't care if the world ended right then. It was that kind of smile. Rena! Mimi is picking on me. Whoa! Cute! It's okay. Rena Oni-chan will take care of all those bad people who tease my little sister. What? Swish, boof, bam. It was like a flash of lightning. What was that? Just now? Both of Rena's fists shot out in a supersonic speed, striking Mion and me squarely in our faces. Before we knew it, Mion and I were sprawled spread eagle on the floor, staring up at the ceiling with matching melts on our face. This is the first time you've gotten one, right? Today, she went easy on us. Easy? You mean there's something harder than this? With that, Mion and I both slumped our heads back to lift our illusion. Said that wrong as well. From now on, I'll be careful when I'm within striking distance of Rena. Anyway guys, I'm going to end this episode here. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, I will see you in the next one. Bye!